you guys. Good morning. How are you all? Thank you guys for being here. Hey, B Crumbs. Hey, Crime Story Diva. All right, you guys. So, this is a new one, and it is very horrific. So, just a warning, not that they aren't all, but just to let you know, we've got the body cam footage and some things like that we're going to look at. This just happened, and it is horrific. I can't believe more people. I haven't seen it more places though. But anyways, hey Shay Benet, good to see you this morning. Hey, one who sees Jen Joya. I just learned about it. Heartbreaking. Hey Jewel. Hey Jamie. Hey Shortcake. Blessings to all. Mama Chase. Miss Tiff. Hey Carol freaking Claus. Crime Story Diva. Good to see you. Hey Dee. Delene, thank you for being here. Hey, Jamie. The less all of this case so far, I know. It's really sad. It's quite rough. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Let me grab my little Facebook folder where I send everything and show you guys. Kind of what we're going to be looking at today. Matter of fact, I think what I'll do is just start with the videos, and then we'll go through because we've got a few videos to look at, body cams. I've got some pictures, articles. There is a GoFundMe, but I don't think that I can tell you better than some of these videos. So, okay.
Breaking tonight, tragedy in Claremont County. 3 little boys shot dead. Deputies say they died at the hands of their own father.
Chad Doerman is now in jail.
Wait a second. I'm so sorry, you guys. Thank you, Punksy. Thank you so much. I just saw that super sticker. Thank you. That was, I think, before we started. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Did not want to miss that. Hey, Cool Gamer. Hey, Mrs. MFNO. Okay.
Facing 3 aggravated murder charges. Their mom's in the hospital, shot in the hand. WCPO 9 News reporter Sean Delancey joins us live at that scene in Monroe Township. Sean, this one's a heartbreaker.
Yeah, Evan, the Claremont County Sheriff's Department has now released some truly earth-shattering details about a shooting rampage here on Laurel Lindell.
This dad, Chad Doerman, took the lives of his 3 sons, 3, 4, and 7 years old. And his stepdaughter was there. His wife was there. She was shot in the hand. The neighbors witnessed some of this. It is truly horrific. When I heard about this last night, I wanted to come live immediately. I was like, I want to do a live on this right now. Like, I want to talk about this. This is awful. And it deserves, like, more people need to be talking about it. More people need to know about this. Like, I just wanted to talk to you guys about it so bad, but it was late. We already had the live. So that is why we're here this morning. But
road that resulted in the deaths of 3 little boys. 4:15 p.m., the first 911 call reaches dispatchers. A woman screaming her babies had been shot.
The female that went to the firehouse is advising them that the male shot the entire family.
3 minutes later, a second caller reports a girl running down the street, yelling her father was killing everyone.
There are multiple children in the yard.
Claremont County deputies arrived to find 3 young boys, ages 3, 4, and 7, shot. They say attempts to save them didn't work.
The daughter came running out of the house. My dad is killing everybody.
Their mother was shot in the hand and taken to the hospital.
When it involves children, that's terrible.
Neighbors like
Crime Story Diva, it happened this last week. Mind of Monsters. Hey there, good to see you. And it is so sad. Hey, Kratom Butterfly. Hey, Melissa Jade, good to see you guys. Hey, Melinda. We're getting into a new case right now. So this dad, Chad Doerman, took the life of his 3 sons, 3, 4, and 7. And I'm going to the news will describe it. And yeah.
Dan Thomas are left awestruck by the news. Such violence shattered their rural community's usual calm. 18-year-old Seth Trees lives a couple houses down. You see this massive police presence up here.
Yeah, it's weird. It's unheard of, crazy.
Tell me what it's like around here.
Quiet, people mind their business.
One of the children tried to escape, and Dad chased him down and drug him back. It's absolutely horrific.
Nothing like
It
that
happened
ever
in
happens out
Ohio.
here. This is a quiet country and very nice area.
Hey, Web
So
Weaver.
to hear this, it's terrible.
Deputies say when they arrived, they found Chad Doerman.
Hey, West Virginia lunch lady. As soon as this is over, I'm going straight to the post office. I cannot wait. Just wanted to let you know.
The kid's father sitting on the home steps, with his boys laying in the yard. He was taken into custody and questioned by detectives.
If it gets to the point where you get that mad, walk away. Don't, no way harm your spouse or your children. Come on, just walk away. That don't take, and don't hurt nobody.
Okay, so now let me show you guys. We got some more videos and stuff to look at. There's body cam footage. I want to show you a picture of the boys. These are the boys with their little fake tattoos on. I think Bentley actually has, I know he has those exact tattoos that are on that little boy's arm. There's Dad with his 3 boys. Whoa. What happened? How did we get into Brian Goberger's group? Here's Mom with the boys. Now we're going to watch this one. We're going to watch him in court this week. We're going to watch the neighbors describing what happened, but I wanted to share a few videos with you before we really got into some of that.
These 3 young Claremont County boys. Investigators say their father has admitted to shooting and killing all 3 in cold blood. Their ages are 7, 4, and 3.
Crazy.
We do have team coverage for you on this tragic situation. We start with WCPO 9 News reporter Sean Delancey, who is in New Richmond, where a community event is being held for the 3 children who lost their lives. Sean?
Yeah, Tanya, Pastor Robert Wooten just opened the doors here at Connection Point Church in New Richmond for anybody and everybody impacted by this unspeakable tragedy. He says when 3 little boys are senselessly gunned down, people need to be there for one another. Pastor Wooten says that this is a very loose event. There's no real plan or agenda to go by. It's just an open space for people to be together, talk through their grief, pray, whatever you need to help process what few can grapple with, the death of children. His team is right here, right now, to help guide that process. Wooten says whether you knew this family or not, if you're hurting, you are welcome here tonight.
I'm glad they're doing that because I know this would have to shake the whole community.
In a small community, everybody feels the pain, everybody feels the struggle, everybody feels the emotion. And I think the last night before I went to bed, I told my wife, I said, we got to do something.
Ohio,
and it just brought me to the point where we can't just sit by idly and just we have to act and do something.
Now, Connection Point Church here in New Richmond along Columbia Street will be open tonight as long as is necessary. So if you feel the need to be around others that can help you out, you are welcome to come on down. In New Richmond, I'm Sean Delancey, WCPO 9 News.
All right, Sean, thanks so much. Folks, this is Chad Doerman, the boy's father. He was arrested without incident yesterday. We got body camera video just hours ago showing the moment he was taken into custody. I want you to watch it.
Stand up now! Stand up! Stand up!
What's the matter, big boy? You done sat there and shot those 3 babies. But you're sitting right beside the gun. You're too scared to do it to yourself or whatever. I'm glad he didn't because he needs to go to jail. But oh my God, what a disgusting.
It's in there.
You see there, Doerman did not resist once law enforcement got to the scene. He was sitting on the front porch with that rifle nearby and had little to say as he was taken to the cruiser. Claremont County
sitting right next to his rifle.
prosecutors say Doerman admitted that he executed his 3 boys one by one. That evidence was presented today at Doerman's bond hearing. I-Team reporter Craig Cheatham has more on the evidence presented in court.
In court, Assistant Prosecutor David Gast said Doerman admitted to shooting and killing his 3 sons. Gast described the crimes as, quote, one of the most monstrous, craven, cowardly acts that will ever be our misfortune to see. Chad Doerman entered the courtroom wearing what one officer called a suicide vest. It was the day after prosecutors say he confessed to shooting and killing his 3 boys.
Unbelievable. I just cannot believe this, you guys.
In an act of just incomprehensible cruelty, the father that stands before you lined up his 3 young boys and he executed them in his own home with a rifle.
Assistant Prosecutor David Gast said Doerman told police that one of his boys ran to a nearby field, but Doerman said he got the boy, dragged him back to the property, and killed him.
Oh, Amy, the mom was there. She was trying to save her kids. She got shot as well in the hand. And yeah, one of the boys ran off to a nearby field, and he chased them down and dragged them back. Oh, my God almighty.
Gast said Doerman also shot his wife in the hand when she grabbed the gun, attempting to save her children.
We can't name a person that poses a greater threat to the community.
The judge granted the prosecution's request for a $20 million bond. The case now goes to a grand jury. A pretrial hearing is scheduled for June 26th. In Batavia, Craig Cheatham, WCPO 9 News.
A memorial, by the way, is...
I have another, more of the body cam. Yep. Yes, Melissa. One ran off and he dragged him back. Hey, Lady V. Back into the yard.
Growing for those 3 little boys tonight. People are placing stuffed animals. You can see that right here outside of their home.
He lined him up in the front yard and shot him with a rifle. 3, 4, and 7. Stepdaughter ran out of the house screaming, "My dad is killing everybody." Mom got shot in the hand. And then you guys saw him sitting there on the steps when the police arrived.
TPO 9 News reporter Valerie Lyons is live now. So, Valerie, you have been speaking with several people today, including a new Richmond girl who started a GoFundMe for their funerals.
Ooh,
yeah, Tanya, Hazel Warren is the friend of the boy's older sister.
Oh,
she
wow,
says
Angela.
she hasn't slept. She's been crying. She's heartbroken. When she heard what happened, she tells me all she wanted to do was help.
It just really hurts more to know them and what happened.
It's difficult for Hazel Warren to find the words. Understandable when what happened was unimaginable.
They were definitely like the cutest I've ever seen. They were all just like a little pack.
3 little boys, just 3, 4, and 7, shot and killed in their front yard. Their own father, 32-year-old Chad Doerman, accused of pulling the trigger. Warren says it didn't take
32 years old
long for her to launch a fundraiser for the rest of the family, her best friend and her mother, who must now find a way to move on.
Hope that everything will be okay for them.
We're told the mother was shot in the hand as she tried desperately to stop Doerman from shooting her sons, and that their sister ran down the street yelling for help. They weren't in court Friday morning when Doerman faced a judge, appearing to break down at one point.
We're going to watch his little court appearance.
As prosecutors laid out
Look at him
grisly
crying.
details.
I didn't notice him. I didn't look at him. I think he's a coward, and that was probably an act. If you want to make me guess, that's an act.
An hour before, New Richmond School Superintendent Tracy Miller shared his heartbreak as grief counselors rallied behind a community left shattered.
This impacts everybody, but when everybody's impacted, everybody's going to pull together and make sure that we get to the other side of this.
Hours later, a memorial grew in honor of the little boys. Teddy bears left on the edge of the driveway. A comfort and hope.
They all so sweet.
Bentley has that same monkey right there. Wow.
So cute.
A reminder of 3 little lives lost.
Their bedtime was 8 o'clock, and they would all come in and like individually, they'd all tell me good night.
So that is the sister's best friend, which I found a different GoFundMe. I'm going to show you guys in just a second.
Little teddy bears themselves, Tanya. Now, we will have a link to Hazel Warren's GoFundMe website. There are also a few others floating around out there. We'll have links to.
Okay, so let me show you guys this article real quick. We're going to watch the court video and we're going to watch the body cam video. But this is where I grabbed that photo of mom, or maybe it says their mother, image via GoFundMe. Ohio father executes 3 sons and injures their mother. But they do have that older sister who's best friends with the girl who was just talking. And like, it's all kind of happening now. So, and I'm just learning about it. So in a horrific incident on Thursday, June 15th, Chad Doerman, a 32-year-old from Claremont County, Ohio, lined up his 3 young sons and executed them with a rifle in front of their mother. The mother reportedly sustained a gunshot wound to her hand when she tried to protect her babies, ages 7, 4, and 3. In the wake of the incident, the mother's sister, Rachel Brown from Forestville, Ohio, started a GoFundMe to render financial assistance to the wounded mom of the slain children who were brutally killed by her. Please pray for my sister. Pray for her babies. Please share. Please help. And the fundraiser, which was on Friday, has raised over $72,000, surpassing its goal of $20,000 as thousands of donors offered support to the devastated family on the heels of the incident. The page read, "My sister lost her 3 amazing babies yesterday. Nothing will make this better. It will never be okay. But please, if you can find it in your heart to help relieve the financial burden of this tragedy, please donate. No one should have to go through this." Chad Doerman's stepdaughter, Alexis, escaped the shooting that killed her 3 brothers. Look how beautiful those babies are. I mean, not that any baby, no matter how they look, but they're just so precious. Outlining the case, officials said that on Thursday at 4 p.m., Claremont County Police in Ohio responded to reports of a shooting at a residence in the 1900 block of Laurel Lindale Road. Upon arrival, they found 3 young children and their mother shot outside a home. While the kids were pronounced dead at the scene, the mother, who sustained minor injuries, was transported to the University of Cincinnati Medical Center for treatment. Hope you guys can hear me. I cannot see the chat yet, but excuse me, I'm getting sick. Chad Doerman, Alexis, who was at home when the incident unfolded, reportedly escaped and was seen running down the road, stating that her father was killing everyone. A passerby reportedly dialed 911 after seeing a terrified young girl fleeing her home. Received an initial 911 call from the victim's mother, who was screaming that her babies had been shot. Chad Doerman hunted one of his sons down after he tried to flee the violence. Shortly after transporting the victims to a hospital, a body camera video from Claremont County Sheriff's Office captured Chad seated outside his home, seemingly waiting. Said that the suspect hunted one of his sons down when he tried to flee his attacker. He added, "There has been a full..." There's Chad, and is that mom or is that the daughter? That looks more like a mom. I don't know, you guys. I'm not actually going to guess. Let's just keep going and Okay, sorry, you guys. I don't know what the hell happened. It booted me. I was sharing the screen, and when I came back, it booted me. But that's okay because I have more that we're going to look at. You were cutting in and out. I'm sorry, you guys. Welcome, Stasia Hart. The end of that article, basically, there was nothing that we haven't already heard. I was just going through that, and when I clicked back, it was like, come back to, what did it say, enter studio or whatever. I was not here anymore, so I'm sorry. Okay. Now, let me show you guys this. Yep, sorry, you guys. Did I manifest the mute? No. I thought it was on my end. No, I'm sorry, you guys. It was not you. I was not, I was no longer even in this live on StreamYard. Okay. Here's body cam video of Chad Doerman's arrest after he allegedly lined up his little boys 3, 4, and 7 and executed them. The boy's mother screams in agony as his only worry was about his dog's potential to bite cops.
Stand up!
Hold on. I'm going to let it load for a second, and I'm going to message my son because I think he's just got on the internet and it's messing me up. Okay.
Stand up! Stand up now! Stand up! Stand the fuck up!
Do you see? Oh my God.
Get your hand out of here. Number 21. It's in there.
There's got to be confirmed that there's people that need first aid, and that's the shooter. He's not complying. They need to take care of the victims. They have to shoot him and shoot him.
Man, I ain't trying to hurt nobody. We're completely sober. Never did drugs a day in my life.
21.
I'm pausing it for a second just to let it load. Death penalty 100%. I want to know why too, you guys. Okay.
That's the shooter. He's not complying. They need to take care of the victims. They have to shoot him and shoot him.
Man, I ain't trying to hurt nobody. We're completely sober. Never did drugs a day in my life.
21. Get the EMS over here.
Well, I did drugs when I was little, but I don't do drugs now.
You can hear mom screaming in the background. I'm going to mute so that so my noise isn't like interacting with it at all.
I'm not trying to fight you.
63.
Get your butt inside. Gatlin, get your butt inside.
We on primary?
Now.
29, we got 3 kids down.
3 kids down, 63 down.
Gatlin.
63, we're 21. Have EMS respond over here.
You're clear, they're being advised.
Robert 34, just started mass casualty response.
63, do you want them to respond to the Laurel Lindale address? Where exactly do you need them?
We're right in the front yard.
She said, he took my life from me. It is horrific. Hi, Mary Beth Kroll. It is horrific, you guys.
What are you doing, man?
Hey, pretty copy on this.
Can I roll over? I ain't gonna hurt you. I ain't gonna hurt nobody.
You got anything on you? No, I ain't got nothing, man. Phone, that's it.
I ain't mad. I ain't nothing.
You ain't gonna hurt nobody, and you're not mad. So you just hurt little babies because you're just a punk bitch like that. Oh, I ain't gonna hurt you, man. I ain't gonna hurt you. No. I ain't mad or nothing, man. No. Oh my God. That anger inside of me. What a loser.
Just make sure that dog don't come out. I don't think he'll bite you. Just don't reach for him and try to grab him and pet him. Right. He won't bite you.
What's going on, man?
Nothing. Can I stand up? It's kind of uncomfortable.
I'm gonna
I
get
ain't
you
gonna
here
do
in a
nothing. I ain't
second.
running away. You can do whatever you want.
Here. You the only one else inside the house?
What?
You the only one else inside the house?
Yeah.
Sit down right here.
My daughter, she ran.
Okay, hold on a second. I'm gonna replay the
Stand up! Stand up now! Stand up! Stand up! Up! Get your hands out of here. Tell me 21. It's in there.
You guys can confirm that there's people that need first aid, and that's the shooter who's not complying. They need to take care of the
I got
victims. They have to shoot him and shoot him.
Man, I ain't trying to hurt nobody.
Matter of fact, you guys, I found the full body cam. We're going to switch there, and then we're also going to look at the court footage and the neighbors. We're going to be here for probably a little while longer. It's going to be a little bit longer than typically we'd be going like an hour. We'll probably go an hour and a half today. I want to get through all of this. I want to get through this. So, okay. I have not actually seen this. And then this is the neighbor describing, and then the court footage. It's all right here. So, oh my God almighty. What a monster. Susan, is that? I hadn't heard that yet. He's a straight up demon. Check the back of his head for 666. You ain't lying, cement shoes. Most of it is his drive there. Hey, NT's apple bottom jeans.
Where's he at?
He said, shooter's on the porch.
Get him right here. Right here. You got him on the porch.
We've asked. That's the last place we've been told.
You show me your hands now! Stand up and walk towards us! Stand up now! Walk towards us! Stand up with your hands up!
We got a visual in the mail. Not showing his hands, not following commands.
Stand up now!
I can't believe that the body cam footage is already being released. This happened 2 days ago. This happened on June 15th.
Not showing hands or following commands. His name is Chad Doerman. Chad Doerman.
It is, Lady V. It is absolutely horrific.
I know, but we can't.
People need first aid, and he's not complying. He'll shoot or shoot him.
Hey, Corinne.
We gotta find cover first. We ain't no good if we ain't safe ourselves. Hey, no. We need to come from this side where we can see it.
Hey, what's your sign? Okay, so for those of you coming in now that did miss the beginning, this happened 2 days ago in Ohio. 32-year-old Chad Doerman took the lives of his 3 children, 3 little boys, ages 3, 4, and 7 years old. The mom was shot, and you're going to hear her in a moment screaming, and in the background. She was shot in the hand trying to protect her kids, and then his stepdaughter ran away from the scene screaming, "Help, my dad is killing everybody." So that is where we're at. It just happened 2 days ago. A few other details were revealed before, but I think all that will come out again during court. So I'm just going to let it play, and then, yeah, we'll keep talking about it.
Don't take cover behind her. We see him. We're going to approach from this side. We got cover. Right here.
6 covered, 29 and 63 attack got.
Show us your fucking hands now. Stand up. Stand up. Stand up. Stand up now. Stand up. Stand the fuck up.
There's one of the victims there. Oh my God Almighty! He's just sitting there on his porch. He's sick and free.
Cover 21. It's in there.
There's guys who confirm that there's people having first aid, and that's the shooter. He's not complying. They need to take care of the
I got it.
victims. They have to shoot him and shoot him.
Man, I ain't trying to hurt nobody.
Welcome, Mary Beth. Thank you for
Completely
joining.
sober. Never did drugs a day in my life. 21. Get the EMS over here. Well, I did drugs real quick, but I don't do drugs now. I'm sober. I'm not trying to fight you. 63. Get your butt inside. Gatlin, get your butt inside. We on primary? Now.
29, we got 3 kids down.
3 kids down, 16 down.
Gatlin. 63, we're 21. Have EMS respond over here.
You're clear, they're being advised.
Robert 34, just started mass custody response.
63, do you want them to respond to the Laurel Lindale address? Where exactly do you need them?
We're right in the front yard. What are you doing, man?
Hey, pretty copy all this.
Can I roll over? I ain't gonna hurt you. I ain't gonna hurt nobody. You got anything on you?
Oh my
I ain't got
God.
nothing.
Oh,
Phone,
yeah.
that's it. I ain't mad. I ain't nothing. Just make sure that dog don't come out. I don't think he'll bite you. Just don't reach for him and try to grab him and pet him. All right. He won't bite you. What's going on, man? Nothing. Can I stand up? It's kind of uncomfortable. I'm gonna get you here in a second. I ain't running away. You can do whatever you want.
What's going on, man? Nothing. What? What? I have no words. Yes, it was one who. Well, yes, he was one who flew.
Here. You the only one
Here's
else inside
another
the
one.
house? What? You the only one else inside the house? Yeah. Sit down right here. My daughter, she ran over to the fire department. Sit down. It's my stepdaughter. Put him in the cage. This is
Okay, so before we get into the court proceedings that day, because I want you guys to watch it, because this man had the nerve to sit there and sob and cry. Like, it's just unbelievable. I need you guys to see it, but he's sitting there with that baby right in front of him. You know, it's in Ohio, Hot Mess. I believe they do have the death penalty in Ohio. Yeah, explain yourself. What do you mean? I'm not gonna hurt you, man. No, nothing's going on, man. We're worrying about the dog biting him. What? Yes, very casual, Karma Libra. I agree. I don't know, Elizabeth. It's possible. Here, let me show you guys this one.
And we're leading the way with that breaking news. We've been following it all evening. Claremont County Police investigating a shooting involving multiple children. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Chris Jacobs.
And I'm Ashley Kirkland. This is all unfolding right now along Laurel Lindale Road in Monroe Township. Now we have live team coverage from the scene. We begin with WLWT News 5's Jatera McGee with the latest on what we do know. And Jatera, what can you tell us? We know it's a tragic situation.
Absolutely, Ashley, and you can tell by the scene around me that it's definitely calmed down from earlier today, a very chaotic.
just pausing for a second to look at the background. I see their sheriff has the road blocked, but there's some, I guess they're fire trucks, but maybe they're ambulances or helping with the EMT service back there. I see 2 of them. Okay.
And tragic situation unfolding this afternoon. The first calls to 911 started coming in around 4:15. So here's what we know. Again, the shooting happening on Laurel Lindell Road. It's close to an auto body or an auto shop here, and also to the Monroe Township Fire Department. We do know that there are multiple victims. We do not know how many or their conditions at this time. Unclear how many may have survived this shooting. We're also working to learn what
now we know. So this is the first news coverage right after.
What happened to the shooter. There's no longer an active threat. It's not if that person may have been taken into custody, if they were shot, or if they shot themselves. That's information we'll be getting from investigators as soon as they're ready to release it. I just talked to a woman who witnessed some of this. She said she saw a teenager run from the home screaming to call 911, that a family member was shooting everyone. And that woman says she called 911 herself. You can see that there's a very active police scene that's been here for several hours, and neighbors are absolutely stunned.
Okay, let me check on you guys for a second. See how crying in court. Unbelievable. You want to cry now, buddy? Yeah, the little girl. I think here. Let me just let it play so you can hear from the neighbor.
I'm shocked, to be honest with you. We moved here 6 years ago, and the place is great, and New Richmond's coming up, and you just hate to see anything like this anywhere.
And any hour, we're expecting a briefing from investigators here, likely Sheriff Leahy, who will be leading that briefing. The sheriff of Claremont County here, we spoke with him very briefly. I could tell he was emotional and shaken up by what he and his investigators have seen unfold today. You can see it on many of their faces. This is not something that any of them get into this profession to see, to investigate. Unfortunately, sometimes they have to.
So Chad Doerman, let me show you guys. We're going to finish this video because I want you to hear from the neighbors before we go watch him in court. But let me show you a picture of Chad with his boys. Sorry, there's a delivery truck here. This is Chad and his 3 boys. And there they are again. And now I'm thinking that may be this sister, but I don't know for sure yet, because there is another woman pictured with Chad that looks, oops, that's from Oregon. So
encounter these kinds of extremely awful scenes involving kids, and that's what happened here today. So as soon as we know when that briefing is going to happen, of course we will let you know and bring it to you live. Reporting live in Monroe Township, Jatera McGee, WLWT News 5. Jatera, I know that you've been out there a couple of hours at this point. You've talked to neighbors, and that neighbor said that he was arriving home. Have you talked to any neighbors that maybe were in the area and maybe heard the gunshots or heard something? Yeah, well, I can tell you that there are many homes around here. So if you were home, you probably did hear something. I know Lindsay Stone was able to speak to a couple of neighbors, so she'll have some better perspective on that. But just to give you a sense of the area as Angela is panning around, there are numerous homes in this area. We can't see the home directly involved just because of where we're being kept back and where the crime scene tape is taped off. We can't see the exact home involved, but I can tell that it looks like a couple of homes over in that direction. Ashley. Just an unsettling situation for a usually quiet neighborhood there. Jatera McGee live with photojournalist Angela Johnson. Thanks so much for that perspective. And we're continuing our team coverage on the breaking news tonight.
That's right. WLWT News 5's Lindsay Stone is also live on the scene, kind of on the other end of where this is happening. Lindsay, what can you tell us?
I have to pause for fair use, you guys. I want to let you hear from them, but let me just see. Hey, Nicole. Hey, Wilby. I know it is heartbreaking. Hey, Amber, Kim. I'm so sick about this. How can someone do this? I don't know. I don't know. I heard he planned it for weeks. See, I watched the whole court proceeding last night. I must have missed that, but we're about to watch it together. So
Well, like Jatera said, you can just see the toll that this is taking, not just on law enforcement, as she mentioned, but also neighbors. I spoke to one woman who was just sitting outside her porch when she heard several gunshots, and she was shaking as she described just how terrifying that was. Take a listen.
I was sitting in the garage here, and all of a sudden I hear boom, boom, and at like 5 more, I'm like, that's 7 shots. That's shots. Like, there's no way. So I was freaking out like this before I got ran everything, and I don't know, man. I just saw before that I saw 2 cars right here on this street. I assumed something's going down. Like, we heard skids, and I was like, this is like too far for it to not be something. And I thought maybe it was fireworks, but it was a boom, like a loud boom.
And you could hear in the background those dogs barking. Her dogs have been on high alert in the last couple of hours since this all happened.
yeah, and the family dog too. I mean, you can just picture this family living there, right? This dog, the 3 little boys, mom, the teenage sister.
They reacted when they too heard those gunshots. And we were standing here right on Laurel Lindell Road when a man walked up to me and he asked what exactly was going on. He said he lives on this street. He knows all of his neighbors. And when I told him what we knew, he immediately said, oh my gosh, I got to get out here. I got to get to my kids. They're home alone right now. And so he sped off. He was visibly upset. Like he said, he knows all of his neighbors. And so he was so worried that this was happening in his backyard. All the community members and neighbors I've spoken to said this is a very quiet area. They do not expect something like this. And they're holding their breath and holding on to hope as we figure out the condition.
So, thank you, Alaba. Alaba looked it up. In Ohio, executions have been on hold in the state since 2018 because of problems getting the lethal injection drugs, which is the same thing that was happening in Idaho, which is why they now are doing the firing squad
of those children. Reporting here, Lindsay Stone, WWT News 5.
All right, and Lindsay, Jatera was speaking with neighbors. You were speaking with neighbors. You've been out in this area for a couple of hours now. Do you get the sense this is a really close-knit community?
Yeah, you know, as I just mentioned, a lot of people know their neighbors. Everyone seems to know everyone. And so some of the people believe that they know exactly who was in the house or the people involved here. We're not going to be releasing that until police give us that information.
So now I think this is the court one. Yeah.
Judge Mark Jacoby, Claremont County Prosecutor on behalf of the state.
I watched this one, this 6-minute one of him in court. Well,
State of Iowa is Chad Doerman, 2023 CRA 1975. This matter is before the court today for purposes of bond hearing. Mr. Callum, you were here on behalf of Mr. Doerman, Mr. DeCalvey, Mr. Gadd.
hey, Angela, good morning.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. DeCalvey.
We, at this point, I'm going to let Mr. Gast handle the bond on our behalf. Thank you. Morning, Judge.
Good morning.
Judge, we've got law enforcement with us here today. Our office has been involved. Lots of people in our office have been involved with law enforcement throughout yesterday, afternoon, and evening, all the way through this morning. And the facts I have for you at this point are as follows. The trauma that this man has inflicted on his family, the community, law enforcement, first responders, and all of the rest of us who have any idea what's going on here is unspeakable. There's been a full admission in this case, Judge. The case is still new. We're still discovering facts. Incomprehensible cruelty. The father that stands before you lined up his 3 young boys, and he executed them in his own home with a rifle. They were ages 3, 4, and 7, Judge. In an act of desperation to save her children, the mother at some point grabbed the gun. The father was able to flee into a field near home. And again, we know from his admission, father hunted that boy down, drug him back to the property, and executed him in front of witnesses. The mother was
my God
shot through the hand in her attempt to protect her children. To just begin to imagine their fear. This was the man that every day they woke up looking to for protection, love, guidance in all things. Man they trust more than any other person on earth. Person they rely upon to keep them safe from harm. He was their world. He was their guardian. And he executed them in cold blood. We know that from his admission. One of the most monstrous, craven, cowardly acts that will ever be our misfortune to see. To make things even more disturbing, Judge, this was no haphazard act. Again, by his own admission, he planned the act on a whim.
There we are.
He's confessed to what I believe is the worst crime, at least I hope, that I'll see in my lifetime. I hope it's the worst fact pattern that ever comes before this court.
My God
Judge,
Almighty.
It's important
Hey,
for the
Katie,
court to
this
know
is Alice.
Monroe Township Fire and EMS and other first responders bravely respond to the scene where they don't know what's going on.
Yep,
They
there
did
it
not
is.
know what they're facing, and they come into a scene that no one can ever be prepared for. No law enforcement training, no training of any kind prepared. It's easy to forget that these are men and women with families, children, feelings, emotions. They're not some automaton performing a delegated function. They're people.
Can you imagine those first responders?
They held these boys in their arms,
Thank you.
knowing there was nothing they could do to save them. How long do those scars last? What day do you wake up from that and do you have access to a weapon? Yes, obviously you do. The weight of the evidence against the defendant at this point, Judge, we stand here with a full admission of the defendant. That also goes to the confirmation of the defendant's identity, and witnesses on scene did see at least part of what happened. Next, the court is to consider the likelihood this person would return to court if a bond were issued. Again, this is the most heinous crime with the most severe penalty under the law that we presented to the grand jury. That alone would be a major factor in discouraging a person from availing himself to this court or any other. And the thought to flee and the likelihood of flight is great in the state's opinion. The danger he poses to the community is the factor that this court can consider, and I think with the facts in front of you, Judge, we can't name a person that poses a greater threat to the community. As his prior record goes, Judge, it is fairly minimal. He was charged with domestic violence in 2010. He is not, to my knowledge, on probation committee control. Judge, the facts of this case are hopefully like no other we will ever see. When this case gets indicted in the Court of Common Pleas, I am certain that a no bond hearing will be held, and I would hope that would be granted. But at this point, this juncture, we're going to ask this court to issue a bond we've never asked for before. I'm going to ask for a bond of $20 million. I hope I never need to request such a bond again.
Thank you. Date for preliminary hearing?
Date for the preliminary hearing, Judge, is 6/26.
Objection. The preliminary hearing will be set for June 26th at 1 p.m.
I cannot wait to see the arrest affidavit. I've looked. I don't think it's available yet. Like I said, this just happened 2 days ago. The fact that there is this much coverage, body cam footage, all that stuff out right now is pretty rare with this, like this quickly.
At this point in time, bond's going to be set in the amount of $20 million cash or surety. Anything else at this time, Mr. Guest?
No, Judge.
$20 million.
Mr. Kalm, anything further? Anything else at this time, Mr. Guest?
No, Judge.
Mr. Calum. Mr. Calum, anything further?
Nothing at this time.
All right, thank you.
What did he say right there? I could not make that out. Before we go to a video that came out from the news last night, the community remembering the boys and stuff, we're going to watch that. I want to just quickly go back to this body cam footage and watch him. I want to look really at him during his arrest right here, because I also don't know. I don't know. He doesn't appear to look like he's strung out or anything like that. You know,
Stand up! Stand up now! Stand up! Stand the fuck up!
Thank you, blessings to all. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here.
Come with 21. It's in there.
There's guys can confirm that there's people in the first aid, and that's the shooter who's not complying. They need to get.
So there was one child directly in front of him, and then another one of them is down here behind the cars, I think. Watch when they move in.
They have to shoot him and shoot him.
Man, I ain't trying to hurt nobody. We're completely sober. 63, we're 21.
Oh, he said, I'm completely sober. I've not done drugs a day in my life.
Get the EMS over here. Well, I do drugs with a flip, but I don't do drugs now. I'm sober. I'm not trying to fight you.
Shelly, if it's skipping, it's just my internet's really crappy. There's no other internet offered here, so sometimes it might do that for you, and I apologize. I'm trying to, I don't know what else to do except for maybe look into that Elon Musk satellite internet.
Gallen, get your butt inside. Gallen, get your butt inside. We on primary?
Now. 29, we got 3 kids down. 3 kids down, 16 down.
Gallen. 63, we're 21. Have EMS respond over here.
You're clear, they're being advised.
The black
34, just started mass casualty response.
63,
the black box is one of the victims.
Respond to the Laurel Lindale address. Where exactly do you need them?
We're right in the front yard. What are you doing, man?
Hey, pretty copy all this.
Can I roll over? I ain't gonna hurt you. I ain't gonna hurt nobody. You got anything on you? No, I ain't got nothing, man. Phone, that's it. I ain't mad. I ain't nothing. Just make sure that dog don't come out. I don't think he'll bite you. Just don't reach for him and try to grab him and pet him. All right. He won't bite you. What's going on, man? Nothing. Can I stand up? It's kind of uncomfortable. I'm gonna get you. I ain't running away. You can do whatever you want.
Or is that the I don't know.
Here.
There is the other victim I was telling you guys about. I'm glad that we went back to this for a second because he clearly says, I am not on anything. I've never done drugs. With the highest bar. Sorry, I've never done drugs a day in my life. You know, there's his mugshot. Let me click on this just for a second, you guys.
Tonight, a triple homicide is under investigation in Claremont County. The victims are 3 brothers, ages 3, 4, and 7 years old. Thanks for being with us. I'm Stephen Albritton.
And I'm Ashley Kirkland.
A tight-knit community rocks.
I did not mean to.
Tonight, a triple.
Yeah, Ashley, this is one of those scenes, one of those days that just sticks with you, with the witnesses and neighbors, with the family members who survived this horrific day, and also with the first responders who tried to save those 3 little boys. One of the helpers tonight is sharing what she saw only with us.
I know that she witnessed something horrific.
A grim day in Claremont County that started around 4:15 when a woman called 911 saying her babies had been shot. Around the same time, Misty Hockey was driving to Kroger and saw a teen girl running for help.
She was running with a little black lab and she was screaming, call 911, call 911. She says, my stepfather is shooting everyone in my household.
Hockey called 911 as police rushed to the...
Oh my God almighty. Oh my God. Yeah, Corinne says, this is so hard to take in. Oh my God, I'm praying for everyone involved except the coward, evil, vile monster. And I know it is, and I'm so sorry, you guys. It's unbelievable.
Scene on Laurel Lindell Road.
I wanted to get her in the car, but she just refused to leave her family. And that just says testament of how much she loved them.
Responding officers found 4 people shot outside the home. Life-saving measures were unsuccessful on 3 young boys, brothers, aged 3, 4, and 7. Their mother, a 34-year-old woman, was shot in the hand and taken to UC Medical Center. Investigators say the boy's 32-year-old father, Chad Doerman, was sitting on a step outside the home and was immediately detained by police.
There's his mugshot. Yeah, he really, truly doesn't look like under the influence, in my opinion.
He's now charged with murder. As for the bystander who alerted police,
if I was just cruising down with the radio, you know, blasting, I could have missed it all. Just everyone be vigilant. That's all I can say. I was vigilant today.
And breaking in the last hour, Chad Doerman, the father of the 3 boys killed, has now been booked in jail and charged. He's facing 3 charges so far of aggravated murder. His first court appearance is in the morning for arraignment. Reporting live in Monroe Township tonight, Jatera McGee, WLWT News.
Okay, and then the last one I want us to watch together.
Doerman County man in jail tonight with the highest bond ever set by prosecutors after confessing.
The highest bond ever set by prosecutors, $20 million. I'm glad that they did. I don't know, Diane. I must have missed that. What did seriously say? Let me go back. Were all the boys his stepkids or were any his? They were his. If I'm not mistaken, they were all his actual kids. It was only his stepdaughter. But maybe I'm wrong about that because, like, I'm just learning about it. I found it. Ran across this case last night, grabbed the court appearance and some of these videos, that body cam footage, put it in a folder for us to go through this morning. I really don't know much. I don't know anything more than you guys now at this point. So,
Guessing he killed his 3 sons here. Body camera footage shows authorities arresting Chad Doerman on Thursday. He tells them he's not going to hurt anyone as his 3, 4, and 7-year-olds lie dead in the yard nearby.
What are you doing, man?
Hey, are you copying all this? Can I roll over? I ain't gonna hurt you. I ain't gonna hurt nobody.
You got anything on you?
No, I ain't got nothing, man. Phone, that's it.
What's going on, man?
Nothing. Can I stand up? It's kind of uncomfortable.
I'm gonna get you here in a
I ain't
second.
running away. You can do whatever you want.
Earlier today, Doerman stood before a judge where prosecutors laid out the case against him. They say he admitted he planned the shooting for several months. Prosecutors say one of the children almost survived, and Doerman made sure that did not happen.
We know that one of the boys was able to flee into a field near the home. And again, we know from his admission, father hunted that boy down, drug him back to the property, and executed him in front of witnesses. This was the man that every day they woke up looking to for protection, love.
I'm just going back for a second to take a look at this overhead shot. So he was sitting on these steps. We know one of the, no. He was on these steps on the side of the house, right? Or was he? Yeah, because the driveway, look, it's blurred out. You've got one victim here right next to the steps. If you see my mouse, there's a blurry circle. And then there's a bigger blurry circle here down at the end of the driveway. Oh my God almighty.
Love, guidance in all things. Man, they trust more than any other person on earth. Person they rely upon to keep them safe from harm.
Ohio time dancer.
He was their world. He was their guardian.
Claremont County Assistant Prosecutor David Gast said Doerman's wife grabbed the rifle and tried to save her sons, and he shot her in the hand. She was in the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. And many wanted to know if there were any red flags that could have predicted Doerman would do this to his kids. But in court, prosecutors described Doerman's criminal record as, quote, fairly minimal. It includes a 2010 domestic violence charge for allegedly choking his father. That charge was dismissed. WCPO 9 I-Team reporter Craig Cheatham got a hold of Doerman's father by phone.
Oh, wow.
But he declined to comment to us. Tonight, many in that community are just trying to make sense of all of what has happened thus far. WCPO 9 News reporter Sean Delancey was at a vigil for those boys where a local church welcomed anyone who wanted to talk. Sean?
I agree, I'm curious.
Yeah, Jasmine, for a lot of people, every new fact, every little detail is another punch to the gut. They say they simply cannot believe that an act like this could happen. Here at Connection Point Church, they say that being together right now is the best thing possible.
It sounds like the male's still on the porch. There are multiple children in the yard.
Okay, so I knew that when we skipped through that body cam footage, because remember, when I pulled that up to play it, I think it was 11-minute video. It was like the last 4 minutes is what we watched. The first 7 minutes were the officer on the way. After we end, I'm going to listen to that. I'll see if there's any little bits of information in that to tell you guys about, and I'll keep you guys posted as the details unfold.
Raced to a scene dispatchers described in horrifying terms.
I think that we've seen a lot more coverage of it as well.
Body camera video shows deputies finding Chad Doerman sitting on the porch, rifle at his side, and the bodies of his boys nearby. He's cuffed, and as he's led away, seems to have little on his mind about what he just done.
Can you get the wallet out of my back pocket? Shut up, dude.
A day later,
Can you get the wallet out of my back pocket? Shut up, dude. Hold up. We didn't hear that part. I don't know. I didn't
seems to
hear
have
it.
little on his mind about what he just done.
Can you get the wallet out of my back pocket? Shut up, dude.
Oh
A day
my
later,
God. Hey, buddy, you wait and see, because I'm telling you, there are going to be a lot of people very angry at you in prison. Hey, Jordan. TikTok has a lot too. Oh, okay, crazy mama. Thank you. Maybe later, like tonight or tomorrow, we can do a hangout live where we just like a laid back thing going through TikToks on the case. I like to do that with you guys when there's like a case that's new. Yeah, the cop said, shut up. I loved that. I want to hear it one more time. What a punk bitch. Look how he's sitting on the porch right there with his elbows on his knees, rifle right beside him, his dead child this far ahead of him in this where this black box is. I mean, really, if you want to pick on somebody your own damn size, but you pick the littlest people in your home to attack first. I just don't understand. Can you rewind that? Yes, we definitely are listening to that part again.
rifle at his side, and the bodies of his boys nearby. He's cuffed, and as he's led away, seems to have little on his mind about what he just done.
Can you get the wallet out of my back pocket? Shut up, dude.
A day later, many...
Shut up, dude. Amber, what was he thinking at that point? I don't know. That would be awesome, Allie. Yay, let's do it then. That'll be fun. Oh my God. Well, as fun as it can be. Nice to hang out with you guys and, and spend time just learning together. Also horrific to learn some of these details. This is, I don't know. This is like the level of like disgusting, and the way that this like hits your heart and your gut is like Chris Watson, what he did to his babies. It's like, not that every case doesn't matter. They all matter, you guys, but you know what I mean. Some just hit you differently than others.
don't know how to process the profound grief left behind. A handful gather at Connection Point Church in New Richmond at the call of Pastor Robert Wooten.
Is to find people that you can safely speak to, find those safe people, and all of us should have them.
It seems like everyone here has one thing stuck in their head about this grisly case. For Becky Wooten, it's the boys.
You look at those pictures, you see such joy in life and such promise.
For Sarah Stapleton, a New Richmond
The boys were 3, 4, and 7.
middle intervention specialist, it's the memories she has of the daughter who survived. Stapleton had her as a student 2 years ago.
She's full of life, and I just can't imagine the trauma and everything that she's going to have to work through in these next few weeks, months, years.
My God, these poor babies. They remind me of like Bentley. They're the same age, 3, 4, and 7. He's 6. He literally has these exact tattoos. It's a pack of like Avenger tattoos. And they all have like the big heads. Look at these babies. They're so precious. 3, 4, and 7. There they are. There's, I guess is that the black lab that the neighbor was talking about? And that must be the sister, I would think. But then again, I don't know for sure. But there's dad and the boys at a racetrack or something like that. All right, you guys. I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to go do 3, 4, and 7. I'm going to go do some grocery shopping and stuff. I will work on grabbing some things from, I'll either go over to TikTok and like a bunch of videos for us to go through, or maybe I'll just search the case and we'll go through top to bottom and just have a hangout live either tonight or tomorrow. Maybe tonight. I don't know. Because these next, like today, I told you guys yesterday, today and tomorrow, I'm going swimming today too, though. But I have help with the kids that I usually don't have. So I'm able to do a little bit more than, the last week or so. I've got like a very small time frame where I've been able to come on with you guys. So it'd be nice to come hang out and, whatever. But anyways, thank you for being here. I am sorry, that we come together under these kind of circumstances, but I do really appreciate all of you guys, and I hope you guys have a good day. Let's see, it is heartbreaking. Lift block no more. Pray for this family, Shabanae. Yeah, that's right. Time to decompress a little. Absolutely. Oh, thank you, Craig Hutchinson. What? I don't know who's Craig's talking about, but anyways, all right. I'll see you guys later. Have a good day, and yeah, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.